Hello and welcome to Ascended Astrology. In this video, we're going to be talking about Aquarius Rising, Pluto's recent ingress into your first house, and then we'll take it over to the DMT codes. We have our shift code for today to bring in a frequency to shift all of this into. If you've not had the opportunity, please go ahead and watch our commercial on our YouTube channel. It gives some information about what we're doing here and can really assist in how to move through this channel. Please like and subscribe if this information is helpful, if you enjoyed it, if you were able to feel into the frequencies of it, and if things hit home for you, if things land with you, please let us know below. Kind of just what your experiences are, because the more reflection we get from you all, the better. And it's just all information, anyway. So thank you. And let's get into it because this is going to be an exciting one. So by now, I'm sure you've heard that Pluto moved into Aquarius. For Aquarius rising individuals, this means that Pluto moved into your first house. Pluto is a planet of transformation, death, rebirth, regeneration, power, intensity, control. He has a lot of different signifiers, but oftentimes we can feel this very passionately and powerfully. He just moved into the first house of self. This is the house of the physical body, the perceived identity, and your personality. So, what does that mean? Well, this transit is going to last 20 years. So, I will say, even if you feel like there are parts of yourself that you are ready to change right now, right away, everything has to be undone and totally wiped clean and started afresh. That's not abnormal to be having those feelings. Because he's so passionate and because he's so intense, it can feel that way. But just know that you have 20 years to make whatever kind of transformation and evolution to your individual self that you are being called to make. This transit can lead to total regeneration of self. There will be a lot of interest in self and inner workings of self and others, right? Anything that we see inside of ourselves, we can easily see inside of others. I will say that the shadow programming of kind of behind this, it can manifest as the desire or drive towards controlling others. So because Pluto again does rule that area of control, that's one of the ways that it can manifest. So if feelings of control or domination surface for you, I would just suggest looking at what part of you feels out of control, which would lead to the projection of this onto another, right? So we're all just mirrors for each other. And if I'm seeing that I'm doing something, it's being reflected back to me from someone else. Okay. So there will be challenges based on the way to self improvement, but just do your best to meet these challenges as information for what is coming up in yourself to be transformed. So, a lot of times, the other houses have, even though in our reality that we exist in, we create outside of us what is going on inside of us. It can still seem like other houses are different, can be seen as different aspects of stuff outside of us. So sometimes we can feel a little bit disconnected from them, which can lead to them seeming like easier. It's like, oh, well, that's just out. Oh, I just have to balance my checkbook. But when it's the first house, it's like it's all going to feel very internal and visceral and challenges in the sense of if something in your personality is not working for you anymore, it's going to be very apparent and very intense. So nothing outside of us stays the same, as well as the inner workings. Nothing inside of us stays the same either. So just take the time and the necessary action steps to evolve, transform, and rebuild the self over these next several years. All right, so Pluto and Aquarius and our house. Okay, so this is really fascinating, but today's code is actually going to be 22 and 1. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just have you close your eyes and we're going to do our DMT activation. So just closing the eyes, and we're going to attune to the white blue light. So just bring the white blue light in through the nose, across the brain, and down the spine, and out through the heart. Bringing the white blue light in through the nose, across the brain, down the spine. This is raising the frequency of the spinal fluid, turning on that ionic grid, ascended DNA, letting it pour out through the heart. Okay. Go ahead and open your eyes. And the first code we're going to attune to is the 22. So going ahead and just looking at the 22 with the physical eyes. Once you feel that you have matched the energy of the 22, you can close your eyes and see it coming in through the center of the brain, into the pineal gland, and allowing it to spin. And as it spins, it releases a very specific frequency as it's downloaded into the ionic grid, into every single cell in the body. Right. Just opening the eyes again, and our next code is going to be the 1. So looking at the 1, attuning your consciousness to the frequency of the 1. And once you feel you've matched the frequency, going ahead and closing your eyes, bringing the 1 in through the forehead into the center of the brain, watching it spin. As it spins, releases the frequency of the 1, the starting place. It's released into the ionic grid, turning on all the electrons. So 1 is completely downloaded in every single cell of the body. Feel free to open your eyes when you feel complete. You can stay in this energy for as long as you'd like to. And it was 22 and 1. And my intention here is that if and when these situations come up, that you now have a frequency to shift your consciousness into, to shift your experience into, and to just be in that experience of what's going on. Okay. See you on the next one.